work ethic is brilliant. Then he was second.
Get around to it. Give him the fist pump. He pumps that fist. This will be a second. You called it early. They have written him. Johnson just stayed at home. Had his hand on the ball. Drive. Puts the shot up. How did he get that in? Good shot. 3 seconds. Molly Kendrick, turn away jumper. That is who you want to get the ball there.
Yep.
Oh! And that is your Kodak moment. There he goes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to St. Francis. We've got the Eastern Mavericks hosting the Mount Gambier Pioneers. Round 10 of Premier League action. We are almost set, ready to roll. Good afternoon to yourself, Benito.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and in the new stadium as well, St. Francis de Sales. It looks a treat. The court is pristine. There's 4 courts around there as well. The extended stands behind the camera as well are quite a sight, and it's exciting for the South Australian basketball to see that.
And that's what you want to see more of, and we're looking forward to more stadium upgrades. For South Adelaide again, theirs done.
Yep.
Southern Tigers have had theirs done as well, and looking to do some more, so it's great around the league. Now, these two teams squaring off 5th versus 7th. They are evenly poised and very evenly matched as well. Pioneers, unfortunately, yesterday going down, so May the 4th was certainly not with them, but maybe today is revenge of the 5th.
Oh, exactly. You've summed it up, and it's such a great pun you've done there too. But the Pioneers, they're a dangerous outfit. They've got the likes of Amanda Frost and Tatiana Roberts, who will be lethal, and coming up against them, they're going to have to travel. They've travelled to Mount Barker, and they're facing the Eastern Mavericks, who are no slouches, and are actually one of the title favourites, with the likes of Tyson Thomas in their squad.
And she's having one cracker of a Premier League season, averaging a tick over 26 points per game, along with 10 rebounds as well. So a double-double every week for Carmen.
And you can't discount the player of the round last week. She pulled up 11 assists too, to go with 31 points and about 12 rebounds. So a phenomenal player, stuffs the stat sheet in all categories of the match. And seeing her face off against Amanda Frost will be something to savour today.
So both teams are definitely going to have their work cut out for each other, keeping those two superstars quiet. Where are the keys to victory, winning away for Mount Gambier today?
I think they just have to play tough basketball. They won't have too many players on rotation, considering they do have a smaller bench, and their player that they'll probably go to as their 6th woman, Melissa Russell, isn't playing today. She played last night, but isn't suiting up today. So that'll be interesting to see how the Pioneers manage their minutes. But for Eastern, they just got to play their basketball. They've got to keep it up. They've got to keep working it through Tyson Thomas. They've got talent in Brooke Basham, Kadisha Katinieri, and Steph Ratliff, Kaylee Bedell. There's oozing quality out of that Eastern Mavericks lineup, and they'll be tough to stop.
He's such a monster on the board too, Ratliff, really bringing them down off the glass as well, giving those second opportunities and making sure those outlet passes from the defensive end are there ready to roll, so Mavs can move that ball forward through the hands of, like I say, Carmen, Tyson Thomas, as well as Brooke Basham, etc. So they've got a lot of attacking options on that team, so it's going to be a big ask here, I think, tonight for Mount Gambier, that's for sure.
And just 30 seconds till we tip off, but what a pleasure it is to have Mount Gambier in our league as well. Their first season in the Premier League, the first time we'll get to see them on the live streams, and travelling 4 hours for away matches isn't an easy feat, but today they had to travel 30 minutes less. They got to stop at Mount Barker along the way, which is nice, but it's just such a pleasure to see them. They're a quality club, and this is the first time they've had a women's team as well, and they're holding their own in the league, so it's just great to see.
And that's amazing to think, before this league even started, before we had round 1, there didn't actually exist a women's team for Mount Gambier.
And they've pulled it together so quickly as well. The Wormold sisters have joined the club, and they've brought in strong imports, and I'm really excited to see how they play today.
And we're just set for the tip-off here at St. Francis. And Mavs take first possession. And straight down the middle, no basket. And the foul called. Will send Steph Ratliff to the line for 2 shots.
Well, you just spoke about Ratliff dominating the rebounds, and she grabbed her first there. She's going to be tough to stop. We saw her play at Southern last season under Tracy York, and she wasn't at her best, but her stats have improved this year.
No good with the first one from Ratliff, but we see Tyson Thomas really setting the bar early. That quick move to the basket from the tip, not even waiting for the setup, just going straight at it and attacking. And she's in a mood tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely setting the tone. Is Tyson Thomas not looking, but somehow collects it, is Olivia Wormold. And she gives it to Frost eventually. She's going to work from the top of the key. And nice passing inside, and that's Tatiana Roberts getting the first bucket of the match. First field goal, I should say. Mount Gambier on the board.
And good first blood there from Mount Gambier as well, especially away. You want to get on the board early and get things settled, especially playing in a brand new atmosphere like the beautiful St. Francis Sales.
And this is Cartigneri, a great passer, can shoot a three ball, can drive as well, gives it out, and that's a good shot from Ratliff. Doesn't fall. She had a good look there, I should say.
And a second chance for the Mavs in succession.
That's what they do so well. But not quite from the Mavericks, keeping it alive. Didn't need to, but they did, was the Pioneers and Maddie Wormold. But as you said, second chances are plenty. Tyson Thomas and Ratliff are really strong on those defensive rebounds.
And they've got to stop that pretty well immediately. They've let 2 offensive rebounds in for 2 really good looks at the basket after that. We didn't have that opportunity to knock them down, to put the punishment on the board, but it won't be too long. It'll be just a matter of time before that happens.
And of course, new coach as well in Billington. And Roberts keeps it alive. She'll look to work around, spins inside, and that's not bad. Shot won't count. Defensive rebound called, I should say.
Yeah, bit of a hook there from Roberts as she's just gone around that player, just manipulating that player out the way, which the referee there in Bailey Dyer found to be a legal manoeuvre.
A fan of referees, are you, Alan?
I am a fan of the referees, Benito. As great string to the basket from Brooke Bashan, the skipper, gets the first field goal on the board for the Mavs. My mum was a very long-serving referee here in SA, so if I said anything bad about the referees, I'd certainly hear about it.
Here's Frost faking it out. Can't get the shot to go, and Mavs will rebound quickly here. Mount Gambier getting back on transition, but Cartigneri looks for the shot, can't find it, needs a pass, finds Tyson Thomas, and she's ordering her team to play. I've got some stories on her that I should tell you, but Ratliff will go to the line for her second journey there.
That's a big mismatch down there in the post. Olivia Wormold just not got the height, not got the strength to go up against the big monster that is Steph Ratliff. She will just dominate her throughout this ball game.
Yeah, Ratliff, just the height is so hard to stop. Quality basketballer, and when you've got just the length on you like that and the wingspan, it just makes for a matchup in itself, regardless of if you have handles or not.
And such an intelligent low post player as well. She'll recognise the mismatch of size straight away. She'll call for that ball. She'll get herself into position. And clearly with Tyson Thomas working in tandem, they'll get that ball down to the post a lot. We'll see this a fair bit.
There's Roberts. She's a good shooter, but that one doesn't. And the Mavericks bringing it back up. Having a laugh there, Tyson Thomas and Ratliff. They look to be enjoying their basketball. And Tyson Thomas coming back for her second season, of course. She came halfway through last year. Obviously loved playing because they didn't make finals, but she's back again. And they're looking in much better shape this year. Great.
And put it in. Does not. That would have counted. That would have absolutely counted. But it just bounced off the back of the iron for Kadisha Cartigneri. Great handles and great control of the ball too under some severe Mount Gambier pressure.
And they'll take it in from the sideline. Not saying it was a shooting foul. But here's Basham. She's so great at running that from the 2 or 3. Jump shot doesn't fall though. And now Frost gives it to Wormold to Roberts. Combining well the 2 imports. Looking around. She's a smart player, and you can see it. She's sizing up that Eastern Mavericks defense. Picks the option. Strong offensive rebound from Wormold. And Olivia Wormold inside beats Ratliff there.
Strength and just composure under pressure. They said a couple of Mavs girls right in front of her, but just no issue whatsoever. As Tyson Thomas through the keyway like a hot knife through butter, straight to the basket, and her first points on the board.
Tyson Thomas, of course, played in Iceland, Mozambique. She's been everywhere, even Chile, I should say as well, and some European countries. And Tyson Thomas gives away the foul. That's one thing she will have to be careful of. she has found herself in foul trouble at times throughout this season and last year, and she'll have to make sure she manages that.
It's all about finding that balance between aggression and just being a little bit careless. So she's definitely got to be watching of that. That's going to come down to obviously head coach of Eastern Mavericks and Mark Billington as well. So he'll be red hot on that for sure. The shot goes up from Frost off the iron, and Mavs will take control of this. Carton-Yeri pushing the ball up court, moving some traffic away around, almost throwing it away. Shot up. Does not get the lucky roll, but another rebound for Steph Ratliff.
She's dominating the keyway.
And Basham sets it up again. Great pass inside. Carmen Tyson-Thomas. Again, great feed from the skipper.
They're attacking the interior and getting results early. I struggle to see how Mount Gambier can stop them throughout the stretch of this match.
They're going to have to cut off the supply basically at the head. They're going to be cutting off those passes inside the key, covering that split line and just making sure they don't get easy passes down the middle.
And yeah, here's Carton-Yeri. She's so good at slicing open this defense, whichever defense she plays against in reality. Here she is on the outside though. She'll take the shot and hits the iron, bounces back off. And they'll look to bring it up through Uzi. And now Frost. They get it all the way to the other end, and that's great passing. The shot doesn't fall, but she draws the foul. And now Emily Winter will take her first trip to the line.
As we see Georgia Green check into the game for the Mavs, and taking a well-deserved rest is Steph Ratliff. She has been dominating the boards. This might be Mount Gambier's chance just to get control a little bit of this game, just to get themselves back up there. It's only a 3-point ball game, but it seems like it's been a lot more in the Mavs' favour this so far this quarter.
It's definitely a matter of steadying the ship for the Pioneers. They've got some experienced heads in their lineup, but also a fair few having their first real shot at Premier League basketball, so they've got to manage it, and Sutton has to be careful.
Very unlucky to draw the foul there, Emily Winter. Looked like to be good defense, but just may have been a step too short to cover Carton-Yeri properly. She's an absolute bullet.
And already in the bonus are the Mavericks, so Carton-Yeri takes a trip to the line. We've seen a few of them early on, a lot of fouls to start off this match in the first 5 minutes.
Definitely showing both teams' intention early on. It's going to be hard, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be physical. And that is okay, absolutely.
And really bringing in, working in the new stadium as well, these new floorboards. Got to give them a bit of scuff.
Got to give them a workout.
And that's smart. Inside, shot doesn't fall. Defensive rebound though by Roberts, and she worked hard, and we're going to the line again. That's tough from Roberts. Out of Syracuse, spent some time at Georgia University as well, and born in Powder Springs, Georgia.
Powder Springs, Georgia.
Don't know too much about the town, but I'm sure it has a claim to fame. We'll try and find that for you.
I believe that foul was actually on Georgia Green, so there's a bit of a Georgia connection as Roberts knocks down the first.
It's actually a very small town. 15,000 live there.
15,000 Powder Springs.
And maybe their claim to fame will be Patchy Roberts.
Actually, that's pretty sure that's also where talcum powder was invented too. It was just called Springs before that.
Yeah.
It was famous for bed mattresses and stuff. As Tyson-Thomas brings up the ball, setting up her offense, drawing a couple of players in a bit of strife, but she'll get away out of this. And there are free players everywhere, but does she need them? Yes, she does. Out to Carton-Yeri. She drives the lane, bounce pass into Georgia Green. That rattles out. Tyson-Thomas like an absolute tiger on the boards.
Massive from Tyson-Thomas, and that's what she does so well. She gets herself second chances, third chances under the basket, and Uzi drawn into the foul. She won't be too happy with herself because they can't let her take this trip to the line, convert the extra point, because that's as damaging as it gets.
And that's the aggression that we talk about with Carmen Tyson-Thomas. She just brings that aggression on both ends of the court as she makes the most of the and one there for the Mavs, pushing them out to a 5-point lead. Just over halfway gone in this first quarter here at St. Francis de Sales. Is Frost looking to set up the offense?
And passing it inside. This is Roberts posting up.
She likes that matchup.
But it just rattles out again. Roberts, no slouch in the height department either. Can definitely had the matchup there. She had the height, but didn't convert.
The best thing Georgia Greig can do down on low post is have her hands right up and block that eyesight to the basket. Great dish of it. Oh, great move to the basket. Finished off beautifully by Georgia Green. They are absolutely rolling the Eastern Mavericks.
And through Tyson Thomas as well, continues to dominate this match. They have to find a solution, which is difficult to say because not many teams have so far this year. But here's Roberts again. Nice pass out. Gonna have to control it there. But she doesn't. Moves inside. The shot rolls in. The and one. And that is Melissa Russell. We thought she wasn't playing, but her name got added to the list late in the fray.
Not even on my score sheet either. So
a last-minute inclusion from Melissa Russell, and she makes the most of it.
Seemingly a good one as well, with the and one to return the return serve from Carmen Tyson Thomas's and one a few moments ago.
Sporting the top knot as well. Quite a look nowadays.
Yeah, I've got one myself.
We'll show you it at halftime.
I do not. Definitely haven't got enough here for that sort of shenanigans, that's for sure.
Taylor Levy getting her first minutes of the day. It's interesting calling a game in daytime and not nighttime. We can't say night.
It is. I've caught myself saying night a few times.
It's a twilight fixture.
So those of you who are just listening and not watching the screens, don't worry, it is not nighttime. It is still middle of the day here in beautiful Mount Barker. Absolute gorgeous day.
And who cares about Adelaide right now, to be honest, because we've got two country teams balling out here. Here's Levy, looks for the pass inside, doesn't choose to go with it. But she tries to in the end. Tipped away, but she gets the ball back, driving inside, puts the shot up. That's nice basketball from Taylor Levy.
Beautiful stuff. And it just continues to fall. It continues to fall for the Eastern Mavericks.
And 6-point lead with 3 minutes remaining in the term. Russell trying to pass inside to Frost, kind of bounces off a few knees and comes back out. Tyson Thomas so fast, she's only got Roberts on her. And how about that? Tyson Thomas making it look as easy as you like.
That was delicious. That was just that step, that second step, took a bit of contact and just composed as you would like, and pops it in.
Tyson Thomas dominating early on.
And Matt Sutton wants to have a bit of a chat about the goings-on and the and-ones that they keep pushing up against Carmen Tyson Thomas as well.
Well, it's probably understandable because Tyson Thomas, after her stint with the Mavs last year, she went out to Mozambique, played for Ferroviario Maputo, and won the equivalent of a Champions League in Africa. It's called the FIBA Africa Clubs Champions Cup, and she came in there late, helped them win the grand final, actually hit the winning shot in the grand final as well.
That's
putting up 20 points, hitting the late three-pointer with 42 seconds on the clock.
But every junior baller's dream to manage the winning points in a championship game.
But it's unbelievable because Tyson Thomas just seems to do it wherever she goes. She did it last year for the Mavericks. She's done it in Iceland for years. She did it, of course, down in Chile as well and in Europe. She's just your what do they call it? Just a hired gun that just comes in and dominates wherever she goes. She doesn't feel the pressure of new places, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, and that's just the definition of professionalism in sport. I mean, wherever you go, whatever uniform that you pull on, you play for the uniform, you ply your trade, you work hard, and you reap the rewards. Exactly what Carmen is doing today.
And they breed them tough in Philly, don't they?
Oh, look, they got to.
Looking to put up her 10th point of the quarter, and half of her team score as well. She's dished out 2 assists as well. She's just been everywhere.
And once she gets on a roll, she is super hard to stop.
We're eager to see how the Pioneers respond, and that's not it, is it? Here she comes again. Easy as you like. And now Gambier really struggling to keep up with the tempo of the Mavericks, and Tyson Thomas running a full court press by herself. Russell doesn't know where to go, decides to play it out, and that's Wormold, Olivia. And Frost now as well. She might take the shot. It's a good look. And she hits it with ease. Great counter there by Frost. Making a splash. Tyson Thomas on the other end. Ratliff taking the easy rebound, and that's Tyson Thomas right under the basket again. 2 more points for the Legends.
And that great combination with Ratliff and Tyson Thomas. They just know where each other are with their eyes closed.
And of course, we looked at Ratliff for Southern last year. Under Tracy York, maybe perhaps she didn't get the best out of her. That's Frost again with another one. in and out. Decides not to go, and Tyson Thomas on the fast break. She wants more points. Might pass this, no, pulls up instead. And it bounces off. Strong rebound though by Green. And she works hard, but gets called for the travel.
Yeah, just needed to steady herself there a little bit. And they had to fight for that rebound, because if it went to a jump ball, it would have been Mount Gambier ball anyway. So
it's not always the worst thing though, because then it's your possession at the next jump ball.
Absolutely right, that's for sure.
Silver linings.
Silver linings. She probably didn't think about that. She could have asked your opinion.
You've got to play the long game. That's what it is in here at St. Francis de Sales Arena. First time we're coming to you live from this stadium. And the pass out. This might be a chance for Wormold under Ratliff. No, it's not. Ratliff denies her.
Calls the foul. Foul been called by referee Matthew Coombe. Bit of body contact. Nice and sweet block, very clean on the block, but just may not have gone vertical with the body.
A little bit of a David and Goliath situation there, trying to work inside under Ratliff, but she will travel to the line and look to make the most of it.
And she makes that one count. First foul shot for Wormold falling.
And it's really just damage control right now for the Pioneers.
This last minute, it's all about denial. Deny the shot, no second chance rebounds. It's extremely important to get some momentum moving into the second quarter.
And that's how you do it. Turnover. They'll look to break, and Frost is held up well by Levy. And good defense by Levy for not giving Frost any easy avenue forward. But the pass out, this is Wormold putting it up, passing it inside to Frost, and fouled. Amanda Frost showing them how to get back into this match. She'll go to the line. And another trip to the charity stripe.
And this is exactly what the Pioneers wanted in this last minute or so, is to continue the aggressive push of the basket, get some fouls, and luckily for Frost, knocking that one down and getting the and one. So really important few seconds there for Mount Gambier.
And with 45 on the clock, if they can get another stop, who knows? Maybe they can pull it close to even at quarter time here. But here's Levy. She did well with it last time she was playing point. Decides to drive inside, kicks it out. Basham has the shot on the elbow and converts. That's smart basketball from the Eastern Mavericks.
And Matt Sutton would not have enjoyed that shot. They just did not see that pop out from the screen. Easy bucket for Brooke Basham.
And going to Frost again. She decides on the perimeter jumper. And a strong rebound from Ratliff gives the Mavs what you think would be the last possession of the quarter. Levy just drives, no fear. Gives it out. Cartanieri thought about it. And Basham will play this out. Last 5 seconds. Decides to drive, steps back out. Gives it to Green. Inside on Ratliff. She'll post up. Doesn't even need to. Floats it in.
On the horn of quarter time here at St. Francis de Sales, Steph Ratliff putting one in for a 9-point lead.
And a huge 28-point turn for the Eastern Mavericks.
That's going to be a problem moving forward for Mount Gambier.
Well, you'd think they need to just limit the scoring here. It's 28-19, a 9-point lead. The Pioneers haven't found it too difficult to score themselves, but you just don't. They're not a side that puts up 100-point games on regular occasions. And I don't know if they can go the distance with the Mavericks if it continues to be a shootout.
And it looks like it's going to be that. I mean, if the Mavs keep up the intensity that they've brought in this first quarter, the pushing the ball up from Cartanieri, from Levy, from Tyson Thomas, they are pushing the ball up the court very fiercely, dumping those passes over the top to Ratliff, Georgia Green, whoever's down the post. That ball is going from one end to the other very, very quickly, not giving the Pioneers any real chance of defensive matchups. If you're Matt Sutton, and you're in this break here at quarter time, it's a bit of a chance to reset. You are 9 points in arrears. What is the message?
The message is they have scoring avenues. They've found a way to get to the rack, and they've found plenty of success actually driving inside on players like Ratliff. But you just feel like the outside game has to get going. They've only taken 2 dribbles, like 2 attempts from the 3-point line. One of them stuck from Amanda Frost, but they just need to keep pushing forward and really just getting the ball in, and just on the defensive side, just stopping the passes inside. They need to make sure their defense is tight, their defense is structured, it doesn't break down at stages, because even a breakdown for a minute and the Mavericks put on 8 points, and it just makes it difficult again and again.
That final minute of that first quarter as well was what we touched on just before. they scored four or 5 points in that last minute, which was just a real kick in the guts for the Pioneers as well. They really needed to make sure that they limited them, and it's been such a big quarter for them all. They've got their all-star lineup looking out there as well. You've got Ratliff out there, you've got Tyson Thomas out there, and Brent Brook Basham, the big three. So it's going to be a big second quarter ask for the Pioneers to get back in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And you do look at the stats as well. 20 points in the paint for the Mavericks really just paints the picture. Their points in the paint have outscored the Pioneers by itself. So, but we're back underway. Frost decides on the three-pointer, rattles out, but Levy's got a free run here. She pushes forward, Roberts gets back, but she works inside delightfully in between the two imports. And that's smart basketball from the youngster.
It's fast basketball, it's running the lanes and being an outlet and caught napping there, the Pioneers.
And not the best pass, Roberts saves it. And she'll look to work inside on the baseline. Works in reverse layup, doesn't fall. Strong rebound though by Wormold. She puts it around. Great court awareness there from Wormold just to spin around and put it in without quite looking either.
That's just that you absolutely hit the nail on the head. That awareness, knowing where the basket is without even having to look.
Basham might pull up. She does.
And why not?
Trademark shot. Second time she's hit it today.
Undefendable, that shot. That just tiny little jump back and great extension on the shot form and beautifully into the basket.
Here's Frost again. Lots of the offense going through Frost, and you know what? That's what you want.
She's quick. She's very, very quick. Quick first step, straight past the defender. Beautiful work.
And Thomas entrusting Levy with possession again. Looks for avenues. She might pull up, thinks about it, and decides to give it to Green. And good defense there, though, by Emily Winter, forcing Mavericks to restructure themselves and give it another go. Would have liked to see Green with a bit more intent on the possession there, just really charging and forcing that and grabbing it with two hands and saying, that's my ball.
Seal that defensive player off with your hips and your butt and just making sure that you're holding him off with some strength.
Here's Green from the outside, and it hits the ring before time expires.
A toe just on the line from Olivia Wormold, unfortunately, so the Mavs will regain possession with 14 on the shot clock. We heard that just go off on that shot from Georgia Green.
Bullet pass from Tyson Thomas outside. Levy will take it, and it decided not to go in, but it certainly looked like it would. Frost bringing it back up now, looking to really trying to just narrow down this deficit, whittle it back down from the 9 points that it is. Gets Carmen Tyson Thomas on her feet, off her feet, I should say, but Ratliff with a strong rebound will make sure that the Pioneers don't get anything from that possession. Tyson Thomas will drive, and the pass to no one, and it hits us instead. Where's that ended up?
I don't know.
Did you kick that?
I did. Put my foot out there, just looking after the equipment. This amazing equipment from Spacequake Sports, making sure that none of it gets knocked about.
Heroic there from downtown Alan Brown. Could maybe feature on the court at some stage.
Oh, look, I've already had a couple of touches. I mean, I'm definitely worth a run, that's for sure.
We might do a halftime training drill with Alan Brown. Teach you some skills.
Yep, yeah. I can teach you how to sit there and cheer, wave a towel, make sure that your best players are hydrated. That's probably the best lessons that I can probably teach young players. That's for sure.
There's always a role for a water boy.
That's right.
As we saw in the trademark movie.
Some high quality H2O.
And here's Levy, a bit of pressure and not too much time on the shot clock, about 10 seconds. Levy brings it in and drives, beats everyone, but the shot rattles out off the iron. I like the intent from Levy though, but the Pioneers will counter here and really should have converted.
A couple of easy shots missed. Levy had an absolute ocean to work with and probably didn't realise it, and an inexcusable fast break layup missed.
And Tyson Thomas with the fake shot to a pass, and that sets up the points for Isabella Duval. That's so good. Tyson Thomas showing she has passing ability and isn't just a brute inside.
And you've got to be prepared for that. If you're a Mavs big and you see Tyson Thomas coming through the keeler, you've got to be prepared to get a dump.
Oh, and denied. That time it was no foul.
Nobody whatsoever. Those long, lanky arms of Steph Ratliff just went, no, not in my house, not in the beautiful, beautiful house of St. Francis de Sales here in Mount Barker, as Levy takes a rest. Cartieri back into the ballgame.
A nice fake there by Wormold, but no space inside. It's blocked, but the rebound is grabbed, and Emily Winter makes the most of it, gets some points on the board for the Pioneers. And Cartinieri bringing it back up. Tyson Thomas past the inside and slapped away by Tatiana Roberts. Nice intent there from Roberts, just not making the baskets easy for the Mavericks in the second term.
Not at all, not at all.
She gives a free shot though to Tyson Thomas, and it looked like she was going to grab the rebound too, but she didn't. Here's the break from Emily Winter. Gives it inside to Wormald. She's got to be strong, and she isn't quite. They call possession to the Mavericks.
Mavs ball.
And just not kind of breaking down on offense there.
Could see what she was trying to do with the pass inside there, but just the conviction just certainly wasn't there. They weren't able to really get that one off in the correct manner. But you got to try these things. But I think just a little bit more effort behind it would have been fine.
And here's Cartinieri playing outside, passing inside to Ratliff. She'll post up on the smaller Wormald, but great team defense won't help because they'll take a trip to the line. But you thought they had the solution there. They put an extra body on it, and then in the end a third body too, but perhaps a bit too much, and she just worked away to get the contact.
Just too much strength. It's just going to be a dirty dog day afternoon for the Gambier Pioneers when matching up against Steph Ratliff, that's for sure. And again, another miss on the first. So by form, she should hit this one. Let's see if I've got the commentator's curse or not.
I think you figured it out.
I do not. Good for me. That's a win for everybody, especially Steph Ratliff, who made that second foul shot.
This is, well, Tyson Thomas is 14 points already. That's another denial from Ratliff, dominating inside.
She saw Winter coming and sent Winter packing.
Winter and now Frost gives it to Wormald. She'll make the most of that. Olivia Wormald, nice basket there.
She's been playing very, very well today for the Pioneers, but left Duval wide open.
She was basking in the glory of her shot that she just made and forgot that Duval snuck behind her. Here's Maddie Wormald pushing inside, gets the shot off, and it rattles out. It's anyone's ball in there. And now Gambier retain possession. Ratliff stepped out of bounds. And here's Sutton instructing some orders. Of course, it's his first trip to St. Francis Sales Arena as well. But inside is Roberts, and loses possession, gets it back, has space to make the jumper. Doesn't convert though.
Pioneers players just standing around, just sort of watching Roberts go to work. They could make themselves a bit more active on that offense, that's for sure. As Basham just pulls up jump shot. That was almost money, but just hit the front of the ring and bounced away. Possession back. Frost controlling the offense now. It's a bit of better movement. Nice screen at the top. Wormald from downtown. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Big time shot, Olivia Wormald. That's exactly what the Pioneers needed to bring this back to a 6-point ball game.
And Mark Billington's seen enough. It's just
a 5-point ball game, by the way.
5-point ball game. They count the 3, and a dominant. Oh, not a dominant, but just strong play there. Consecutive possessions from the Pioneers weren't allowing the Mavericks to get any easy baskets, and have cut the deficit in half, and making a game of this encounter.
And that will give them some big-time confidence as well, knowing that they can still put it on the offensive board, offensive end, even if they are letting Ratliff and Tyson Thomas dictate terms on their offensive end. Down on their own, they can still manage to put the points on the board, which at the end of the day, you've just got to outscore your opposition when it comes down to whether you win or whether you lose. So that's what Mount Gambier are just trying to do, put the ball in the hole.
And Mount Gambier, you look at their shooting percentages, shooting at 34% compared to the Mavericks' 46%. They're just hanging on, and they're working hard, getting the turnovers. They're not converting at the rate that the Mavericks are, but if they continue to just push hard, and we've seen it in the last 5 minutes, they'll continue to narrow down this gap and make a match of this encounter.
And no mental lapses as well. Matt Sutton, I think his message certainly in this timeout would be, look, we've had a good few minutes here. We've brought this deficit back a little bit now. Let's keep the momentum going and not get ahead of ourselves. We're not 10 points up, we're not 20 points up, we're still 5 points down. And we are up against a very, very evenly matched team with some absolute stars on the Mavs team. So let's keep the momentum going, keep talking defense, and try and get this one back on level terms. Cartinieri with control. Waiting for a bit of movement. Some good tight defense from the Pioneers. Biddle down the low post. Another mismatch. Popped back out to Cardinieri. She needs a screen. She's not going to get it. She's going to go herself. Puts up a prayer shot. Did not hit the basket. 24-second shot clock violation. Exactly what Matt Sutton and the Pioneers wanted on that offensive end for the Mavericks.
And continuing on from the timeout, from before the timeout, I should say, let's see how they make the most of this possession. They look, Frost is just going to attack here. Gives it to the hot shooting Wormold. Doesn't go, and Tyson Thomas will look to make it count. She's got 2-on-1. She will pass it out, and Cardinieri won't miss.
Oh, she will miss. She would love that one back again. 9 times out of 10, that is 2 points.
Oh, and that is an absolute soda. Unfortunate.
She'll be kicking herself.
Here's Frost on green. She's got the pace to get past, works inside, and the floater doesn't go. Cardinieri looking for the foul, doesn't get called, and she's going to bring it up fast again. Very fast basketball being played. Tyson Thomas might shoot the J. She does. That's nice basketball from Tyson Thomas.
Assessed her options, knew exactly what she had to do, and executed it perfectly.
And even without Ratliff, the Mavericks do have quite a tall lineup in Kaylee Bedell, Tyson Thomas, and a couple of others. That shot going in. Amanda Frost looking lively. Cost the deficit to 4.
She is big time exactly when the Pioneers need her to be. That is fantastic shooting from Amanda Frost.
And Tyson Thomas shooting a J from the exact same space that she hit it before. CTT.
I'd say play some defense on her, but really there was defense on her. She's just amazing. She absolutely, sign it up now. She's going to take home the MVP of the season. I mean, we're around 10, but she's got to be. That's it.
Well, her closest opponent is Amanda Frost, and she's playing good basketball herself. Decides to step inside for the J. Gets fouled by Cardinieri. Not happy with the call is Kadesha, but that's the Frost responding. And we said it at the start of the match, it might be a bit of a battle between those two imports. The two of the best players in the league this season. And as the match continues to evolve, that's what we want to see.
And we'll certainly see a big contest moving forward as Frost heads to the line for 2 shots. Nothing but the bottom of the net for that one. Always extremely important to knock down your foul shots when it comes down to any league level of play. They're free shots. It's pretty straightforward. You just got to pop them in, and she does exactly that too from 2.
So Tyson Thomas hitting up 18 points, and Frost now moves to 12 points for the day.
From a long way behind the 3-point line! She's got the bow and arrow, and she fired that one into the air. Big time shot from Carmen Tyson Thomas.
Phenomenal from Carmen. She's dominating this game, and how can Frost respond? She takes it again. She's going to drive inside. She's found space, floats it up, and unfortunate not to fall, but the strong offensive rebound from Wormold. And Frost will go again, gives it to Wormold. She doesn't have space, and the pass inside not great. And Tyson Thomas, who else do you want taking this ball up than the Mavericks woman? Doesn't go though. Probably put the Mickey on it.
Might have got a little bit of contact on the back of the elbow there. Just a bit of a strange looking scoop shot, which was disguised pretty well. So I think she caught a little bit of contact there as Frost goes from downtown with a 3-pointer of her own.
Fires back, Amanda Frost. You might need to put a jacket on because it's getting chilly in here.
Real chilly.
Tyson Thomas spins around the J again and misses her mark for the first time in a little bit. Levy desperate and works so hard. Gets the call. Frost not happy, but she gives it up. Almost just desperation from Levy getting her that call.
Wouldn't mind seeing the Tyson Thomas 3-point shot replay if it was available. The celebration afterwards, if you weren't watching it, I caught probably the second half of it. It looked like she pulled out an arrow and fired it up into the air. So I think that's something to keep an eye on, because there'll be certainly more celebrations like that in the rest of this game. As Levy takes the shot from outside, off the back of the ring.
And Emily Dorr bringing it up. And Frost again, she's got high on Levy, decides to move around, puts up the J, and the rebound well grabbed by Cardinieri. She'll bring it up. Deesh pushes it out, Levy, and now Green at the top of the key. Gives it to Ratliff. Ratliff will post up on Wormold, and that's tough to defend if you're Olivia Wormold, because Ratliff, that's bread and butter.
Works the angles, nice kiss off the backboard, exactly what she does day in, day out. Do it with her eyes closed.
There's Frost. She wants to put it up. You just know she does. Trying to take this match on her own back. And there's Dorr pushing it out. Patriana Roberts, another lady you'd like to see with the ball in their hands off, but doesn't convert the shot. And now Levy, looking to slow things down a bit. It's been a frantic quarter, just 12 seconds left in it. And Tyson Thomas will take the last possession.
This is going to be about a 2 metre behind the 3-point line shot. It's going to hit nothing but the bottom of the cup.
And she's got 2 seconds, 1 second. She might run out of time. Oh, shot comes off in time.
My prediction was not correct, but great first half from both teams. We have seen an absolute cracker here at St. Francis de Sales. A 6-point lead to the Eastern Mavericks as we go into the halftime break. And we are back from the halftime break, about 30 seconds away from the restart. This big-time matchup, round 10 Premier League action, with a big thanks to Space Quake Sports. The Eastern Mavericks leading the Mount Gambier Pioneers by 6 points here at halftime.
Talking about big time, how about Tyson Thomas in that first serve? 21 points, 9 from 16 from the field, hit one three-pointer from deep, and she's been dominating from inside, outside, getting the and ones, getting the big plays, and she's led this team to their 6-point lead.
She's going to be absolutely unstoppable in the second half. A lot of the discussion has to be on matchups from a Pioneers perspective. They've got nobody that's been able to go with her. It's about quelling her influence, and she's at 21. If you want to try and get the chocolates here tonight, it is all about keeping her well under 30, because she could very well go off for 40 to 50 points tonight. We could absolutely see it happen.
Well, it's especially likely to happen considering she is on 21. But we saw her after half-time, and she was just sitting on the sideline, just enjoying the rest while all her teammates were warming up. I just love she knows who she is. She knows she's good, and she would rather take the rest.
And an absolute wide open. She turned around, was surprised to see the basket right in front of her with no Pioneers players in front of her. Kaylee Biddle straight to the basket. First points on the board for the second half.
And Frost gives it to Roberts. The two combining. Roberts decides not to pass it back, but gives it to Wormald, who gives it to her sister. Sister gives it out, and that is Winter pushing inside. Spins around, doesn't have the shot, but Roberts might. Decides not to take it, drives inside on Fidel. It's a tough shot to take. And the shot clock expires. He did rattle off the rim, but the Marks, regardless, will take it back up. And this is a nice drive from Basham, floats it up. The rebound doesn't get caught by Ratliff, and it'll be Gambier ball.
That's probably one of the very few rebounds that Ratliff has not caught. She's brought down 13 boards tonight so far. So we talk about 21 points from Tyson Thomas in the first half, but we look at that as 12 rebounds at up to half-time for Steph Ratliff. That is huge.
And Wormold passing it out, and that's nice. Emily Winter. And we'll try to not...
I don't know enough Game of Thrones
we'll try to not
references
serve
to know.
you with too many Winter puns, considering there is a Winter and a Frost in this lineup. But that's nice. Tyson Thomas takes a trip to the line. And she's all smiles. She's enjoying her basketball here down at the Mount.
She's an absolute character. You can see her on the bench during the halftime break, chatting with the support staff and injured players, etc., who aren't obviously suiting up tonight. Just relaxed, happy, enjoying her basketball, and how could you not when you're playing basketball like she is today?
Well, it's interesting to see that Mavs bench, because there's some great depth there. Players who haven't seen any minutes tonight include Hayley Watford, who was in one of the highlights reels for last year's match. She did a nice windmill layup. It was like something special, and she showed that she's a good youngster. Jamie Rock as well on the bench, the former captain, hasn't seen minutes tonight.
And having that's absolute luxury for Mark Billington to have those players back in the shed, ready to inject into the game where they need to. The shot up from Wormwald.
And plunged down by Ratliff. Didn't look like anyone else had a claim to that ball at all. Here's Tyson Thomas, crosses them over, puts up the shot, fouled by an overeager Amanda Frost. And unfortunately for her, that'll be her third foul of the match. Her and Patriana Roberts in a bit of foul trouble.
She would want to stop that, because if she leaves the ball game, she's going to be really cautious from here onwards.
Well, last night she also fouled out against the Southern Tigers. Hey, took a tough loss in that final term, losing by 6, I believe, in the end. And I might pull up some stats from that game, because, of course, they lost the last quarter 17-10 and fell down 66-58. So
not a great showing. I mean, only knocking in 58 points. That's not going to get you anywhere near a win, especially against a team like the Southern Tigers as well.
And considering that Frost was expired, like it earned her last foul with 3 minutes on the clock left in the fourth term. And look at that denial from Ratliff. Sensational from the big, and now Cartanieri makes it count. That's great basketball from the Mavericks.
End-to-end basketball from the Eastern Mavericks. They're just everywhere. They're all over them. This is going to be an accelerating third quarter for the Mavericks in their lead and control on this game.
Wormold looking for options. That's not it. And now Cartanieri, Patriana Roberts should not foul here. She knows not to. And this is Basham with the open look. He just thought it was going to go in, but Ratliff, again, another offensive rebound. That's another 2 to a tally, and passes it to the referee.
He is wearing grey-ish, except he's male and he's wearing pants. So really, probably should not have passed the ball to that grey shirt.
Obviously, just would have assumed that a Mavericks player would be out there giving her the helping hand.
You think so? And a turnover straight away on the inbounds pass from Basham, and a bit of stat padding from from Tyson Thomas, but it does not work in her favour. Unfortunately, just missing that layup. But it just goes to show these Mavs girls are absolutely switched on in this second half. This is going to be a really tough one for the Pioneers. Ball in the hands of someone who really needs to control this team. Basically, it's just keeping everybody calm, making sure the ball is doing exactly that, going through the hands. Shot was up and missed at the back of the iron, but knocked away by Amanda Frost off the foot of Steph Ratcliffe. Great awareness.
Calling her Ratcliffe now. But here's Frost bringing it
Ratcliffe.
And Tatiana Roberts does well, gets the reverse layup. And a neat basketball from Tatiana.
Many apologies to Steph Ratcliffe there as well. I think she's got so many rebounds. We're just adding a lot of things to her name.
And that's a good pass inside. Bedell will work, steps around and can't go, but Ratcliffe might grab this. Wormold's strong there. She's got a tough job tonight playing inside on Ratcliffe, and she's holding her own.
She really is, and hats off to her. I mean, the challenge likely was put out to her. As her sister Maddie pops that one up off the back of the ring.
And Roberts may just steal that back. It'll go back into the hands of the Pioneers. The jump ball falling the Pioneers' way. That's strong from the Mount Gambier defenders. 3 of them just surrounded Bedell.
Great awareness as well.
Here she is. Nice pass over the top, dumps it to Frost. She had a look there. Decides to give it out and off the ring and out. Doesn't go for Winter.
Not a great release, unfortunately, for Emily Winter on that three-point attempt. Mav's going to change it up here, the skipper, and Kaylee Bedell are going to have a rest, as well as the workhorse during this particular game, Olivia Wormwold. She needs a break. She's been having a pretty hard time up against Steph Ratcliffe.
And oncoming Melissa Russell, who we thought wasn't even playing today. Here's Tyson Thomas. Look at fast feet from Tyson Thomas. Puts Maddie Wormwold on skates and dumps the triple.
Watching her intently for the celebration, but she just accepted it, knew how good she was, and just wandered down the court. That was magic from Carmen Tyson Thomas.
Oh, the pass is delicious. Inside there from Emily Winter. Frost just had to put the ball in the basket, and she did. And this is great basketball from both sides, really opening up this match. Great back on the court.
It's always an interesting connection when Winter brings Frost, that's for sure.
And Tyson Thomas goes again, that one a bit contested, but she was the only one chasing up her offensive rebound, throws her hands in the air.
If any kids are out there watching this telecast on YouTube or Facebook, if Facebook's up and going, that is how you follow your shot after when you put up a shot. That is absolutely basketball 101.
Turnover. Tyson Thomas has it all to herself. They're not going to defend her. And throws her hand up. This is the Carmen Tyson Thomas show.
She is an animal. She is sensing blood in the water. As Winter moves away through a couple of defenders there, but great rebound, nice and strong from Steph Ratcliffe. You wouldn't expect anything less, and cops the over-the-back foul, which is not good news for Tatiana Roberts.
That is her 4th foul. She'll take a rest. You're going to have to save her for the last quarter, you'd imagine, but just not ideal for Matt Sutton.
I think a bit of frustration in there as well, just not getting defensive help that she would have liked at any stretch of the game, whether it be down the offensive end. No help there, and no help in defense as well.
Here's Green playing on top, kind of showing that evolutionary basketball, the big playing inside and out. Pass out to Tyson Thomas, she's the woman you want on the ball, throws it up, doesn't fall, but the offensive rebound snatched by Green. And again by Tyson Thomas. It's a clinic up in Mount Parker.
Another rebound by Ratcliffe that time.
And Matt Sutton just combing his hair like he never has before, the former Forestville gun.
It's like playing NBA Live 96 and you're just pressing the B button frantically while the ball's under the basket, just hoping your players are going to rebound and put it back up again. It's absolutely just, it's anarchy, it's chaos, but it's Mavs at the line for 2 shots.
And now, even from that possession, Mount Barker, they move up to 16 offensive rebounds. Yeah. And the Pioneers just 7 so far. Just that domination inside is really proving the difference in this match as they push the margin out to 13 points.
As Ratliff goes 1 from 2 again from the line, it seems to be a bit of a trend from Steph, unfortunately. I'm sure she would like a lot of those ones back, but that's not how it's going to be.
At least she's found her rhythm. Everyone has different. Another turnover from midcourt. Tyson Thomas just racking up the points. She wishes she was 20 centimeters taller so she could dunk it. But she's not. It doesn't matter. The points count. And she moves up to 32 points for the day. We've got 15 minutes left of basketball, and Tyson Thomas just putting on a show.
Tune in now. Tell everybody, text your mates, text your family, anybody. Tune on in because you're about to see a 50-point ball game.
It's a big call from Alan Brown.
Calling it now. We've got 4.5 minutes to go. If Mark Billington takes her off, I'm going to march over there and tell him to put her back on because I'm guaranteeing the viewers out there 50 points.
And we'll give that to you live as well. Alan Brown marching over. We'll have the camera on him.
I'll put it on my glasses. I'll wander over. I'll have a lapel mic on, and it'll be a discussion between myself and Billington, and I'll sub her in myself.
And then I'll get Mark Billington on the desk and we'll call the game.
We'll switch it up. We'll switch it up. They're in complete control. Absolutely complete control. But we look forward to a big quarter and a half here from both teams. Hopefully the Pioneers can find something. It's going to be difficult for them with Roberts off the court because she is a big presence in their team and just changes up their rotations with her off the court, likely for the rest of this quarter.
It's just difficult even with her on the court because she can't defend to her full capability with 15 minutes remaining. It's a bit of a it becomes a liability out there if you do have her on. So they just need the younger players to stand up. This is a team together for no more than 3 months, and they're being put to the test here by the Mavs. But this is nice from Russell, puts up the J and tries to snatch that off Biddell, but cannot. And the Mavs have another goal at Tyson Thomas did go to the bench actually.
She did, I just noticed that as well, so I'll be back in just a moment. As Levy dumps it inside, Biddle just missing the shot. Great look from Levy in the middle of the keyway there. Great awareness to see Biddle coming through. But the Pioneers take control.
And now Wormold looking for movement. She doesn't get too much of it, but Russell will look to do something. And now Emily Dorr gives it to Frost, shoots from the elbow, and unfortunately doesn't fall.
Just had a little bit too much time, I think. She just sort of rushed her shot, wasn't quite square to the basket as the Mavs move towards their own. Great pass inside. Biddle just missing the shot.
And here's Wadford and denied inside there by Winter. A little bit of a block party tonight. We've seen a fair few from Ratliff and now Winter getting in on the party.
I think that's just the way both teams have really attacked this ball game as well.
Oh, nice snatch there by Frost. Levy gets it back. She works hard, post up on Frost, gives it out to Wadford, and she'll lose the ball. And the Pioneers will take it back, looking to get some crucial baskets.
You can just feel a big shot coming from Amanda Frost. They need something.
And the pass, the look was there, and well slapped away by Levy, just following her opponent and just saying, we're not going to give you that.
They desperately need that big shot from any one of these girls out here on the court. They just need to change that momentum even just slightly with both Ratliff and Tyson Thomas off the court, but they're not going to get it that way with the pass just thrown away. Cartinieri taking control. But she holds it up, waits for the cavalry to arrive and set up her offense.
Absolutely in no rush is Cartinieri. She might take the shot, stepping on the line. It would have only been a 2, but she passed it out. Wadford has space. Decides not to go for it, but she gives it to Green, post up, and then passes it straight to Frost, and Frost will bring her back up. And let's see what she can do here. She's double team, triple team, nice pass outlet, and that's Emily Winter getting the crucial basket.
Very nice control of the ball and great poise, as you would come to expect from Amanda Frost, finding Winter all alone on down on the low block. As Cartinieri drives through, almost finds a gap. She was half a step away from an absolute open as you like layup, but she will head to the line for 2 shots.
Interesting contrast here. That's the 5th foul for the Pioneers this term. Mavs haven't fouled in the 8 minutes that we've seen so far.
We've seen clean defense. We've seen steals, blocks. We've seen great attack on the board on the boards without resulting in any fouls. So it's been very, very clean from the Mavs.
Well, you're absolutely winning if you've conceded 11 points in a quarter and no fouls with that.
This has been an absolute domination. We've seen some very close basketball in the first half, some end-to-end stuff. I mean, the scores at halftime weren't that much different, 6 points in it, but now it's starting to really look uncomfortable for the Mount Gambier Pioneers.
That being said, though, there's still 2 minutes remaining in the term, and we'll see Emily Winter and Amanda Frost looking to combine. And the shot from Frost, can she bank it in? The bank is closed on Sundays. The pass not going, and Gambier will get another shot at it. A bit wasteful there from the Mavericks, but they're in the position to do that.
The intent was there, the execution wasn't, but you've got to try these things. I mean, at the end of the day, you're 15 points up, you've got control of the game. Turnovers are never good, but when you have great defense like that from Haley Wadworth, you can probably afford to do things like that.
Wadworth not quite getting possession though, and the Pioneers get the ball to go in. Melissa Russell there. And this battle between the two mounts continues to stay alive. The flame continues to flicker. And there's Levy. Levy puts it up. Doesn't quite go, and the Pioneers have another chance to break. Frost bring it up quickly, gets past Wadworth. The pass out to the end. The perimeter J doesn't fall, but grabbing her own offensive rebound is Emily Dorr.
We want a very few offensive rebounds for the Pioneers.
There's Frost on the outside. She really wants to take the shot, but decides on the smart pass. And unfortunate not to fall there from Russell. She had a great look inside. And with just a minute remaining in the term, you just feel like the Pioneers need to reduce this deficit to 10 points.
Taylor Levy's just going to hold it up, just control things. They've had a few wayward offenses in the last couple of trips down the court. Great spin, almost finds a way through. Biddle with the shot, follows her own rebound and gets fouled on the rebound and will go to the line.
Tough from Biddle. To be honest, I'm surprised they didn't keep Tyson Thomas on for the remainder of this quarter to really put the game to bed. They've given the Pioneers a little sliver of hope, you know.
And I've promised lots of people that Tyson Thomas would score 50 points, and that's not really working out very well for me now either. She's hit Madden here. Speak of the devil, here she comes for the last 42 seconds.
Bit rude to call her the devil.
Look, I'm sure she'll accept it. She'll be happy with it, however she likes.
And this is important basketball in these last 40 seconds. And Wormald steps off, tells Tyson Thomas to step off. Dorr has space, decides not to run with it, but gives it instead to Winter. Winter gives it inside, and now Russell working on Ratliff. She's got a lot to work through. Gets the shot off, but under serious pressure, doesn't make it count. Here's Levy looking to punish the Pioneers for not getting that to go.
Basham going to get this one as close as they can to the siren, you would imagine.
The pass out to Levy. Levy, she has the open shot, decides to drive inside. It's more comfortable, and a big-time basket from Taylor Levy. And with 2 seconds there, Frost has to get the shot off. She pulls up, lets it fly.
Will count, no. Unfortunately, just off the front of the iron from Amanda Frost will bring us to three-quarter time here at St. Francis de Sales. Eastern Mavericks seemingly under fully under control here at St. Francis. 17 points up and absolutely playing beautiful basketball. Pioneers certainly not out of this one by any stretch of the imagination, but they've got a lot of work to do, especially with Roberts on 4 fouls on the bench at the moment.
It's true. We'll get to see her probably feature from the start of this last term. They need her to put up some baskets. We said earlier, she is the #1 three-point shooter on percentage in the competition. She doesn't take too many, but she shoots them at 43%.
I'm not sure how, I think Paul Rees from obviously Adelaide 36ers fame, he's got his daughter plays very well, plays very good basketball as well. She's she's an absolute star. But he once led the Adelaide 36ers in three-point percentage. He was 100% from three-point line on, I think maybe 2000. I think off the top of my head, so a little while ago, but he was 1 from 1. So yeah. That's percentage can be a little bit misleading, but you're absolutely right. Roberts can feature from anywhere on the court realistically. Low post from beyond the arc. She's got to fire up. She really hasn't featured too heavily in this game, except for her unfortunate 4 fouls.
50 seconds until the resumption of this one. The Mavericks looking comfortable, but we see Matt Sutton just teaching his players what they have to do here. It's tough to imagine what he'd be saying in this position, but he's a guy with a wealth of experience, of course, with Forestville and with the 36ers as a development player.
Development player for a very long time, a very well-versed, but I mean, he's an absolutely intelligent, one of the most intelligent basketballers you'll see. Him and Dixie, back in the day, two of the greatest Forestville Eagles of all time, and absolutely leading this team. Look, at the end of this, it's a big ask for a coach to come in and not just put a team together to play and make them competitive, but put a brand new team of people who have just not played any basketball together and make something out of it. It's like you find your expansion teams in other leagues and sports and such like that. So as they get ready to start this final quarter here at St. Francis de Sales, Brooke Basham, the skipper, controlling this one.
What a great choice to have Basham as skipper.
When you look at someone who's a leader, she just oozes leadership, and it's just wonderful to see the opportunity that she's got as skipper this year.
Slapped away by Frost. We talk about the Pioneers bringing in the women's team for the first time. Of course, this season the Seabull ceased to exist. They brought in the NBL 1, but they didn't allow the Pioneers in on the basis that they didn't have a strong women's team that they thought could compete. And look at that offensive rebound work from Tyson Thomas. Doesn't fall though. But as we said, the Pioneers have been brilliant coming into the Premier League, bringing in a women's team that is competitive with a positive record as well, 5-4 this year. And it's just, we'll see how they fight here, because they've shown plenty of fight in matches so far this year.
And that's going to stay with the Pioneers, just getting a fingertip on it, Brooke Basham, and they get to reset here. Important offense, their first offense of the fourth quarter. Absolutely crucial to get some points on the board, as Roberts is certainly back out on court.
And Roberts now working, and she has the space to put up the jumper, but it's nothing but air. And Tyson Thomas bringing it up. She might step outside and take the shot here. Decides to drive instead. Works inside phenomenally, but can't get the shot to fall. Good defense from the Pioneers. Now Patriana Roberts has to play chase. Keeps it alive, pass it out, and cut off by Taylor Levy, working hard as always.
Tyson Thomas wanted a foul down there, and I think she was forcing a bit of contact, so probably just asking a little bit too much there, but that's the attacking, aggressive attitude of Carmen Tyson Thomas. Winter receives the inbounds pass, kicks it back out to Russell. She goes straight through the keelaway, cops an arm across, looks like across her shoulder, top of the head, but takes it in her stride, as she certainly does week in, week out. And she'll step to the line for 2 shots.
Love Tyson Thomas there, just admitting that she did it.
She knew.
She knew.
She knew that she was certainly out of position to defend that one as she would have liked otherwise. But Russell missing the first one.
Necessary points there for the Pioneers. They need to make a few more of their shots count in this last term. They've got to be efficient. And you think that has to run through Frost, to be honest. She's shown in patches tonight that she can be the player to lead by example and just put up a massive score herself. But her passing's been good too. And that's great defense there by Winter, and she brings it up. Winter looking for the pass, gives it to Paciana. Roberts works inside and gets the look, beats Bedell, but can't get the shot to fall in.
Slowing things up. Taylor Levy. Just carefully managing it to Biddle. Inside to Ratliff. She goes to work, but she is too long in the keyway, taking longer than 3 seconds, so they've called it. And that's a turnover.
Paciana Roberts having a mini heart attack as they heard that whistle blow.
Yeah, she would have not been too impressed if she cops a foul there. It was great defense and duly rewarded with the turnover there, and Pioneers will take control. Basket here will certainly make things interesting with less than 8 minutes to play. Frost with control. And that's going to go out off of the Mavs, and that will be retained by the Pioneers.
Fortunate for Matt Gambier, said Frost with the control.
And then she lost control.
And then she lost control.
As the commentators goes, I did have it after all.
And there's Paciana Roberts using her Oh, she called a foul. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's offensive foul called on Paciana Roberts. Another hooking foul, and that will be the end of the night for Paciana Roberts. She fouls out.
Not sure. It's unfortunate to see, and she's not happy with it. You see her on the bench a bit bemused,
She looks
angry,
pretty dejected as well.
Dejected's a good word.
Gone for 6 points, 4 rebounds, so not a good day of the office there for Paciana Roberts. She would have wanted to have had a lot more output than that, and unfortunate with the 5 fouls.
And on the other end, Tyson Thomas putting on a clinic as that bounces out. Thought it was going to go in. I don't think
we're looking good for 50 points. I think we're.
Hey, don't write it off just yet. Oh, that block would have been special.
Great composure from Maddie Wormwald. She had to have known that Tyson Thomas was bearing down, and that would have gone probably through the wall of this beautiful new stadium here at St. Francis de Sales.
Oh, our heads aren't too far away from that either. The shot doesn't count.
That's all right. My quick cat-like reflexes would have saved us there, and the equipment from Spacequake Sports as well. Again, top of the line. It's almost futuristic equipment from Spacequake Sports.
We're living in a new era here at Spacequake. Tyson Thomas playing up top again on Frost. Match up, and we see Cartanieri just slide across the floor.
You can feel the layers of skin just screaming off of her leg.
And the foul called on Maddie Wormwald.
There's no worse feeling in the world than when you've got a bit of momentum on a basketball court and then you get knocked over and you slide about 2 or 3 meters right on your knee.
Yeah,
it feels like it's gone right to the bone.
Alan Brown, an experienced basketball player in district circles.
Yes, for the Noarlunga City Tigers before they merged with the Adelaide Southern Suns and make who we now know as to be the Southern Tigers. There's Basham, beautiful pass inside. Great finish from Steph Ratliff. That is Mavs basketball. It's quick, it's exciting, and it's clinical.
And look at the pass. This is Wormwald going to post up on Ratliff. I don't know where she thought she was going to go with that, because Ratliff just steals it and gets it to go. And now Tyson Thomas wants the ball. She wants to push to 50. She puts the shot up. She knows she has to go. And that's not going to help her.
I may have to go have a word with her as well to let her know what I've promised everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land when it comes down to the points scored. And speaking of points scored, bucket back for the Pioneers. Big thank you to Amanda Frost. This is exactly what they need from their captain.
And the margin 14 points is not over yet. If they can get on a roll, you just know that Premier League basketball swings backwards and forwards.
And again, too long in the key. 3 seconds, been camped down there for a little while, Steph Ratliff. As soon as you became an offensive threat, that was turnover. If we look to the replay, that great composure, dish, beautiful eyes. Saw Steph Ratliff there, bang, 2 points, easy as that.
And we look at Ratliff's stat line. She's pulled up 22 rebounds tonight. 8 of them offensive. Here's Frost posting up on the smaller Cartanieri. Defends well. She gets the ball back though. She might have another shot at this. No, gives it to Winter, and Winter really should have made that count.
And Maz moves the ball up now. They might hold it up to wait for some more players to come through. Basham puts it back out to Cartanieri. Tyson Thomas. And foul's being called there on Russell for a push on probably what was the screen, I would imagine. Which I'm sure Steph Ratliff wouldn't have minded, being the fact that she was trying to screen and get in the way. So Maz inbound it. Extension from the top of the key. Basham to control it. Cartanieri. Tyson Thomas cops an elbow from Winter.
And on Frost now, nice screen from Ratliff. The pass over to her doesn't quite work, and Winter steals it back. Now Frost going up, and Tyson Thomas decides not to contest.
Well read from Winter there. Just could see the double team was absolutely going to work. Came across to defend that gap where the pass was going to be made into, and picked it off. Great defensive work.
Here's Basham leading her side again. If they win this, they move up to 7-3, and finals looks a real possibility. So the Mavs looking to hold on here and just consolidate their margin. Basham drives inside through a field of players, and now the Pioneers break again. Wormwald gives it out to her sister, and rattles out. Just didn't want to go, and Tyson Thomas will take it up. She's got to beat Wormwald on defense, and that's strong from the Pioneers, but of course Tyson Thomas got her own basketball, and she'll take a trip to the line. inside.
Way too strong. I mean, even when as soon as she shoots the ball up, she knows if it's going in or not going in, and she'll be just attacking that rebound straight away. Wormhole Sisters will be disappointed with that unfortunate finish there from Madeline. I think they'll be chatting about that around the dinner table. I gave you a gift, Maddie. I gave you a gift, Olivia will say, and Maddie will be, well, I'm sorry that I lost your gift.
I don't know if the youth speak like that these days, but
oh, I've got my finger on the pulse. Don't you worry. I'm all about that YOLO, that lit, that's basically all I've got.
The terminology, spectacular. But
and I can see Dave behind us dabbing. So just don't even start with trying to tell me that I'm not cool. My mom thinks I'm cool.
We might have to get a camera on that later.
That was special. That was something else. I think just we'll look for the floss next. I think that's so he's going to go in the floss. He's going the floss. He's going the floss. There it is.
Oh, and he's coordinating the cameras at the same time. If we see if everything crashes,
we know why.
We can say it's the floss.
I haven't seen hips move like that since Shakira. You know, that's for sure. Those hips certainly. Well, they look like they occasionally lie, let's be honest. Let's just not be fools about that. As we turn our attention back to this game here at St. Francis de Sales.
We should give thanks to the producer for that timeout entertainment.
I don't think we can give thanks for that, to be honest with you. Let's just move on. And Carmen Tyson-Thomas going to the line for her first points of the quarter, which is disappointing because she was going to score 900 points in this game.
Should I say 3,000 points?
Well, she could do anything. She's Carmen Tyson-Thomas. And she rolls in the first one. And gets the pair. And she's still holding that arm up, so she was quite happy with the way that came out of the hand.
And she'll go home tonight, arrive back home, eat dinner with one hand, because that arm will still be up. It's been up so often tonight. She's hit so many shots. Wormald looks to drive, fakes out to Winter, and now Frost. Ice cold on that jumper.
With a hand in the face from Cartinieri. Absolutely no worries at all. Frost puts it down. And it's still a 12-point ball game.
Now Basham looking to drive. She goes slow then fast. Stops and starts. The rebound though grabbed by Winter, and Pioneers the little opening here. And now Frost, she's the lady you want the ball in the hands of. Frost drives. Nice pass to Wormold, and she's fouled. They'll take it from the baseline.
Foul being called on Georgia Green.
And Pioneers in the bonus, but the Mavs not. So that's why it's been taken from the baseline. Pass out to Maddie. Gives it to Melissa Russell, so I should say. Got a bit caught in my words there, but she draws the foul. And to the charity stripe she goes. Russell looking to bring that margin back to 10 points.
You can sort of see why she may not have been on the score sheet too close before the start of this game. She has been hobbling a little bit though, so may have either copped an injury last night or just a little bit sore from the game against Southern Tigers yesterday evening. So that one just rimming out there for Melissa Russell, wearing the big knee bandage there on the left pin. As she knocks the second one with absolutely no worries. Great adjustment from Melissa Russell, absolute pro.
And 3 from 5 from the free throw line. So getting those extra couple could have helped them a little bit. But they've been almost perfect from the free throw line, to be fair. 11 from 12 before those two. So make that 12 for 14. You'd take that at the start of the night.
Great pop inside from Basham, combining beautifully with Steph Ratliff. And she knocks that one in.
I have to say, my favourite thing about the Mavericks has been their combinations so far tonight. Between the likes of Ratliff and Basham, Ratliff and Tyson-Thomas. Airball could save it. No, it doesn't. Frost is for a foul, doesn't get called. But as we were saying, the Mavericks were full of players who just combine so well. The Cartinieri playing on the outside, getting the ball inside to the likes of Ratliff, who can kick it out to players like Basham and Tyson-Thomas. They've got such good combinations in their starting five.
And that shot from Ratliff too gave her 10 points, which brought her to the double-double category. As you expected to be, she rips out another rebound. Jump ball called, and the Pioneers will take this one away. 13-point ball game, just under 3 minutes to play. It's going to be pretty tight from here. They need some big-time baskets and some more stops from the defensive end. As Frost brings the ball up. She's looking for that. She's looking for that big shot. She knows that she is that big shot player. Gets it back from Winter.
Oh, the cross-court pass is great. An open Maddie Wormald.
And there's the big shot that the Pioneers desperately needed, and they've brought it back to a 10-point ball game.
Great vision from Amanda Frost across 10 players on the court, 9 players I should say. Found the only open lady on the court. Cardinieri decides to fire back, bounces off, but it's all Mavericks inside. And the foul is
It might be on Ratliff. No, it's on...
It is on Russell, I believe.
Russell?
Yeah, the only Pioneers player in that group of 4 players got called for the foul, and now Ratliff will take a trip to the line.
I've got a good feeling about her first foul shot. She'll get this one in this time.
4 from 8 from the free throw line.
I tried to help her out. I think I knew in my heart.
I think you made it worse.
I knew in my heart it wasn't going to happen.
Curse.
But she'll adjust well in this one. She'll knock it in. There you go. That's just how it is,
like
isn't
clockwork.
it?
5 from 10 from the free throw line. Hit all of her second free throws. Missed all of her first. Her stat line now reads 13 points, 23 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
I think next time she goes to the foul line, she should just ask the referee to take the second shot. Don't worry about the first shot.
Another 3-pointer here could make the match a bit dangerous for the Mavericks. They've got Frost playing inside. She'll post up on Cartineri, the much shorter player, and gets it in.
Strength. Just strength. Great positioning. You can't do much more than that from Kadesha Cartinieri. You really can't do much more than that. That was just perfect defense. It's just superior offense.
Ooh, but how? The basket doesn't count. Travel called on Levy. It would have been something special. But as we watch Frost just get underneath Cartineri and get the space, free her hands, put the ball in the back of the basket. Let's see if they can continue to cut this down. The margin's just 9 points. They need Frost here. They decide to go a different route. Here's Russell driving, finds an avenue fouled by Ratliff.
That was a bit of a Kareem skyhook there from the left hand of Melissa Russell, drawing the foul on Ratliff. Her second, not very important, but to have been this clean. She's had 3 or 4 blocks, I would imagine, up to this point of the game. To be that clean as a big, with that many rebounds that she's taken, that many hits to the body.
Yeah.
She's done very well just to be two fouls, and that's the key differences between a big like Ratliff and a big like Roberts. Roberts got 3/4 of the way through this game and fouled out.
And
so
just psyched her out as well, the foul trouble. There was a lot on her mind, and she wasn't able to just shoot the ball as she does so well.
Was not free at all to be able to be the way she normally is week in, week out for the Pioneers.
And Cartineri looking to use up plenty of this last 90 seconds. They only lead by 7. And Mavs really need to get this point to count. We haven't seen much of Tyson Thomas in these final seconds. But here she is now, puts up the 3 ball. This would seal it. Almost grabs her own foul.
Oh, she taps it in!
Sensational.
Taps it in!
Oh, and Tyson Thomas.
She ran the pack. She tapped it over the top of Olivia Wormald. Spectacular stuff in the final minute of play here at St. Francis de Sales as Frost takes a shot from just inside the 3-point line and rebounded by you-know-who, Steph Ratliff. And Taylor Levy will just really slow it down. That was highlight reel stuff. Absolute magic from Carmen Tyson Thomas.
And brings her up to 36 points as well. What a sensational match. And she has the ball here. She might take another one. You just imagine the screen is set. She's ready to move, but she doesn't. Green pushes back. Tyson Thomas steps up, puts it up on the buzzer. Tyson Thomas.
Of course, that was always going to go up. She probably could have shot it with the back of her head, and she would have gotten it in.
Nice.
Great move to the basket from Emma Frost.
Strong vision there, but with just 20 seconds left, the Mavs will take this past the halfway line and play it out. Tyson Thomas, the camera should be on her because she's been sensational today, and she gets the ball to finish off. She does a bit of dancing. She wouldn't take the shot, would she? Would she try and go
she
for
wants
40?
to. No.
Gives it to Ratliff, and she puts it in. The shot doesn't count.
Tyson Thomas called for the offensive foul with probably 0.1 of a second to go. I don't know whether they'll probably dial it back.
Oh, we're resetting this crucial second, the 9-point margin. Could the Pioneers bring it back?
Well, look, if they all get technical fouls of some description, if they just, it's going to be I'm going to go out on a limb, Benito, and say it's going to be difficult from here.
I'd just love to see Ratliff hit that three. I'm a bit upset that we didn't get to...
Frost almost makes it count on the siren, but that is game over here at St. Francis de Sales. The Eastern Mavericks running out winners 77-68 over the Mount Gambier Pioneers, winning by 9 points. Cracking game of basketball get started here at St. Francis de Sales.
Sensational game. Tyson Thomas leading from the front, 38 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of them offensive. Chuck on 4 steals with that too, and you've got a player of the round shout from Tyson Thomas. It would be a second week in the row, but I don't know if anyone else can rival that so far this round.
Those are big numbers, and she was coming out in that first half and putting in 21 points in that first half of basketball was absolutely massive from Carmen Tyson Thomas, and really set the ascendancy for the Eastern Mavericks, set them up for this win. Although it's only by 9 points now, Pioneers were very brave, very brave, especially weathering that storm in the third quarter. But you got to take your hat off to Carmen Tyson Thomas, Steph Ratliff, and the Eastern Mavericks Basketball Club. They did an amazing job in this game. And we'll be back very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We've got a huge game coming up. It's the men's turn very shortly. Eastern Mavericks taking on the Mount Gambier Pioneers with thanks to Spacequake Sports.